Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, where it's all about creating the life you want, the business you want, and making a real difference. Join us in unlocking the code to true success. And now your host, Tony Caliendo, Master Coach with Rethink Coaching.
Welcome to the Mindset Architect Podcast, episode number 17. I'm Tony Caliendo, Master Coach here at Rethink Coaching. And as always, I want to thank you for sharing your time with me. I say this a lot, but your time is one of your most precious gifts. And the fact that you're willing to spend some time with me does not go unnoticed. And I truly appreciate and want to respect your time. So it's giving some thought as to, what do we want to talk about as we are winding down the calendar year of 2023? And here we are, second business week of December. And for a lot of us, this is a great time of reflection. We are looking at our businesses, looking at our life, and we're taking a peek to see, hey, what did I say I was going to do back in January that I was planning on accomplishing at this time, and taking a look and assessing how you did. That's where a lot of us are right now. And we're also in the place that we are also starting to forecast what it's going to look like for us over the next 12 months. And that's equally as important. But I was thinking about this today because this is my favorite time of the year to sit and reflect and to forecast and project what I want life and business to be. And so this is an exercise that I do for myself, I do for Rethink Coaching, and the people that I work with, is just to sit in the space of what could my business and my life look like in 10 years. And I just want to stretch us to think bigger, because here's my belief. I do believe that the brain does better with small sprints of time. I love having a 12-month plan, and I love breaking it down into mini sections of that 12-month plan. But I also can see the massive importance of forecasting what your life and your business can look like in 10 years or 20 years from now, and to really just sit with that. And so a lot of thoughts came to my head when I was doing this exercise with myself. From a business perspective, I sat back and I thought, gosh, who that is currently in my organization will be with me in 10 years? And I just did this, you guys, in a 10-year forecast. You can do 10 or 20 years. It's totally up to you. And I thought, who's going to be with me? What coaches are still going to be coaching with us? What in my support staff, my leadership team, who's still going to be part of the organization? What positions do I need to have in my 10-year future? Will I still be holding the position I'm holding, or will I have moved into a different role in the company where I'm less involved in the day-to-day and more involved in the strategy and other income streams or other businesses that I'm starting to create? What does it look like in 10 years? And I will tell you, there's a moment where it is incredibly exciting. It's really exciting because guess what? And I say this all the time. Whatever goal you want to set, you can achieve. It's up to you. Nothing is impossible. So when I sit in that space of what does it look like 10 years from now, the level of excitement that comes over me is unbelievable, because I'm not only thinking about my structure of my organization, who's going to be there with me and what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about the income and the financial win that we're going to have as an organization and me as a person. And it's not about the money, it's about what the money can do. And when I sit in that space of thinking about the impact that I can make because of the financial wins of Rethink Coaching and myself, and who all I can touch through that, it's unbelievable. It's humbling and it is exciting, because I love to pick charities. I love to help people. And when I think of earning on a bigger scale of what our company is going to like 10 years, the first thing that comes to mind is how many more people can I impact? And that excites me. So for you, I'd invite you to do the same thing. If you're in the real estate world, what does it look like? Will you have a team? Will your team be bigger? Will you still be selling? Will you be in a different leadership role? Will you be more hands-off and have replaced yourself, allowing you to do bigger things or different things? Or Do you plan on being a team of one? It doesn't matter. Whatever you want that future to look like, spend some time with it. And then I do this exact same thing for myself as a human being. Where will I be in 10 years? You know, there's a lot of you that listen to this podcast that are my age, and there's a lot of you that are younger and some of you that are older. And it doesn't really matter other than where I want to see myself in the future as a person and as a physical being. You know, I know as years go by, I need to be more aware of taking care of my body at a higher level, making sure that I am stretching, making sure that I'm doing weight training and resistance training, making sure I'm keeping my cardio health up. So it's really important to look at, hey, 10 years from now, am I going to be that senior that is running a 5K? I don't know, but I'm going to create what I want that to look like, because when you cast that vision, you're opening up the door for possibility. For those of you who have kids, you are also going to be looking at your personal life and what does that look like? You know, if you've got kids in their 20s, they're going to be in their 30s or 40s at that point, maybe their own families. Just really spend some time looking at where you will be as a person in 10 years. For me, I looked at that and I have recommitted to health. I've recommitted to maintaining really great relationships with my nieces and nephews because I don't have kids, and to make sure that I stay part of their life in an appropriate way and at a high level, and to be connected to them and to watch their families grow. Some of my nieces and nephews are married, some already have kids, some are just graduating college, but really looking at how do I see myself as a person in the position of taking care of me and also taking care of family members. And that doesn't necessarily mean financially. It just means supporting them, helping them, being there for them. So take a look through both lenses. Where will I be as a business and where will I be as a person? Now, I want to be completely transparent. If you've not done this type of work before, you might be struggling a little bit. And that's okay. For some of us who have not allowed ourselves to dream big or to allow ourselves to live in that emotional part of seeing and casting a bigger future, because we've stopped playing make-believe a long time ago, this may be challenging. And here's a hint that I want to give you to help you get through this. If you're really stuck and you can't figure out what you want, what we can do is take a moment and think about what you don't want. For whatever reason, I don't know the scientific answer, or I don't have the research to show why. I just know that we as humans tend to know what we don't want more than we know sometimes what we do want. So if you're struggling with it, just sit down and think about it. Hey, this is where I don't want my business to be in 10 years. I don't want to be living closing to closing, or I don't want to be in a position where I don't have financial freedom. Just really start thinking about what you don't want, because here's the cool thing. When you come up with your big list of everything that you don't want, what you can do is sit with that list now and flip it, because the opposite of what you don't want is what you do want. And even for those of you who think, I've got this, I'm going to spend some time doing it, and I'm going to come up with my vision of what it looks like in 10 years. You may want to do the same thing and just make sure that we've not left anything on stone unturned, right? We haven't forgot to look at a certain area. So you may want to ask yourself what you don't want and make sure that your vision also includes what you really do want around those things. I love doing that. And for me, a lot of times that's what really gets my creative juices flowing, is to really sit with thinking about what I don't want. And then that allows me that glide path into identifying what I do want. Here's what I'm going to say. We can't live our lives in the future, right? We can't live in the future. We can only live in the now. I can't live in the past. I can't say, hey, yes, I'm going to go change this yesterday, right? I can't. But I can learn from the past, and I can cast what I want my future to be. And both of those things are incredibly important. So I want to make this really clear. This is creating a big vision for yourself. This is really creating what you would like to see happen for your future self. And the cool thing about it is it creates a GPS for your brain. It allows your brain to start thinking bigger. Once you do this and you've identified that vision, that 10-year vision for your business and yourself, make sure you've written it down and you've captured it. And you've captured it in a way that you understand it and you've got it in writing to everything that you want or desire that 10-year or 20-year self in business to look like. And then start visiting that frequently. Take that vision now also and look at what you forecasted for the next 12 months and really be honest with yourself and see if that those two things are in alignment. Is what I'm doing over the next 12 months enough to move me to that 10-year future? Is it in alignment? I mean, if we're forecasting that we're going to have a big team and we are just one person, then we need to look at the next 12 months and say, what do I need to do to start growing that organizational chart and identifying my next hires and levers that I'm going to pull to make that next hire? And you may have to visit that 12-month goal and redo it just a little, again, just to make sure it's in alignment with your big vision. Because a lot of times when we're focused on this little piece in front of us, the upcoming 12 months, and we haven't spent time looking at the bigger picture, the 12 months that we're doing right now may not really be what it needs to be to get you to your compelling future. So once you do it, spend some time making sure that you understand it, and then you look at your next 12 months and make sure that those things are in alignment. Live in the present, live in the right now. It's all that we have control over, but do not forget to cast your vision of what you want it to be. I love these types of exercises because it is a great reminder that you can be whatever you want to be whenever you want to be it. You just have to have a clear vision. I say this to my clients all the time. Are you crystal clear? Not just, I think I know what I want in 10 years. I want you to be crystal clear. I want you to be able to verbalize this to your family. I want you to be able to verbalize this to your leadership committee or anybody within your organization, so that when you explain where you see your business and yourself in 10 years, it is beyond clear. It is crystal clear. There is no doubt. And once you have that vision at that level, magic starts to happen. Whatever you believe in, God, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, if there's a universal power for you, it starts to go to work to start to line things up. And things will show up in your world that you weren't necessarily planning on happening, but just show up because your unconscious mind is busy in the background working. So that's why it's really important to think and dream big. So take some time with this. This is not a 5-minute exercise. This is something that I've worked on for the last 2 weeks and is usually brewing in my head quite often, but really spent some time really honoring myself and my business and what I would like it to be in the next 10 years. And then sharing that vision with my spouse, sharing it with my team at Rethink, and sharing it with my friends or organizations that are going to be impacted by the great things that I get to accomplish in 10 years. So please, please, please give this the appropriate amount of time and energy, because you are creating the GPS in your brain for a bigger picture than just the next 12 months. Team, as always, if you have any questions or you're stuck in the going down the path of identifying what you don't want, does not open up your mind to release for you to dream big, reach out to me. I'm happy to walk through this with you, to spend some one-on-one time with you. You can always send me an email, tony@rethinkcoaching.com. You can reach me on social media, direct message me on Instagram. Tony M. Caliendo is my Instagram handle. You can message me there. You can message me on Facebook. You can find me. So if you find yourself being a bit overwhelmed by this exercise, don't get stuck. Just reach out for help. Always, always, always here to help you out. And I think this one is really important. And I really do think this is the perfect time of year for you to invest in yourself and your future. Team, I appreciate you. As always, we will see you in a week, and we will be here, holiday or not, we're going to be here. So we'll talk to you in the next week. Take care. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, you must come check out the Mindset Architect Group Coaching Program. It's our monthly program where we explore the power of your mindset, help you identify what you truly want in business and life, and then help you reach those goals. Come check us out at rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. That's rethinkcoaching.com/group-program. We'll see you there.